All right, what's up, crypto enthusiasts? Welcome back to today's stream. It's Friday. Bitcoin is almost at $100,000. It might even hit it today or maybe even on this very stream. That would be super cool. Today, we're going to be talking about wise lending as usual. And I've got some exciting things to show you because we're actually going to open a power farm live right here. So let's go ahead and check out Wise Lending Protocol. And as I've been telling you guys over the past few streams, Wise Lending is a new type of lending protocol. It's built from the ground up. It's a lending protocol that actually creates a demand for borrowing. That is what every lending protocol needs. It needs a demand for borrowing. But most lending protocols, they don't have a demand for borrowing, and they don't create a demand for borrowing. They create the option to borrow, whereas, you can deposit money on the platform and then you can borrow. So the option is there, but there's no demand for it. And this is why platforms like Aave and all the other traditional lending platforms, they've got really bad APY. And that is why Wise Lending has really good APY, because we create a demand for borrowing. Now, looking at the protocol, you can see here USDT 15.53% APY, very good. On DAI, 15.71% APY. And you can see Ethereum less than 1% APY and USDC 5% APY. So something's going on here. What is it? Well, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's somebody just recently, a couple hours ago, put some money into the protocol, and so the utilization rate is off. So if we look at the analytics, we can see that the USDT token and the DAI token are sitting at 90% utilization. That's exactly where they're supposed to be. That's why the lenders are earning 15.7% APY. But if we look at USDC, it's only at 76% utilization. Now, why is that? Well, if we look at the transactions, we can see that a few hours ago, somebody put in 54,000 USDC. Now, this wouldn't be a problem if there was already tens of millions of dollars on our protocol, because, putting in 54,000 would only move it by like 1 or 2%. But because we only have $350,000 in the protocol, putting an extra 54,000 in, that disrupts the balance. And you could actually look at the individual USDC pool and you can see the transactions. You can see it right there, same transaction. So what needs to happen is somebody needs to open up a power farm to borrow up that available funds. Now you could just go here and see that, Ethereum and USDC are not at 90% utilization. That means that there's a opportunity to open up a power farm, or you could just go right to the power farms page and you could see what's available to borrow, because what's available to borrow is that it's only going to let you borrow up to 90% utilization anyway. So if you see any good amount of funds, you can see 48.5 thousand right there. And then 43.42 ETH there is available to borrow. And we're going to go ahead and borrow that up right now. So let's go ahead and open up a position. We have some USDC in our wallet, and we want to borrow up as much as possible, like to the very last dollar. We want to actually borrow it up. So let's go ahead and put in 3,000. We could borrow it up to 15x, and you could see we'd be borrowing 42,000. We can still borrow some more. We've got 48.5 thousand available. So let's actually do 32,000. That's closer. Let's do 33,000. All right, 44,000. And this is how I just determine how much exactly I can borrow. Okay, so that's too much. Let's do 50. All right. 60. And can we do 61? Nope, we can't. All right. So did you see this blue button that says approve farm? When I put in one more, it says exceeds available. So I know that 3460, that is as much as I can possibly use. And that's going to borrow up all the available funds in the pool. And I'm going to be paying 22% APY. I'm going to be earning 23% APY. And so my arbitrage, my net APY in this position is going to be 38.21%. So I'm going to go ahead and approve this farm. And after I approve the farm, then I can go ahead and confirm the farm. Now, right now, Gwei is at 20. And so this farm is going to be a little expensive. It's going to be over $200 to actually confirm. I can tell you exactly here in a minute. Yeah, so this is actually $300. If I did it on my own time, I would obviously wait on the weekend for Gwei to go down, hopefully into single digits, and then it would cost less than $100. If you get it at like one Gwei, it should only cost like $20 to open up a position. But unfortunately, and it's okay, just for the purpose of the video, I'm going to do it now, and it's $300. That's okay. We'll make that back in APY in no time at all. Now there are fees and slippage that happen when you open up a farm. So you can see that I deposited 3,460 and my current valuation is just over 3,000. So I already have to make up $450 worth of fees. That's just fine at 39% APY. That's only going to take about a month or two. And now if we go back to the protocol, we can see that the APY for USDC has gone up to 15.96%, exactly where it is supposed to be. And then if we go over here, we need a little refresher, and we can see that USDC has gone up to 90% utilization. Great, that's exactly where it needs to be. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing for Ethereum. Let's go ahead and open a position. We have 43 ETH available to borrow. Let's go ahead and see how much we can do here. Let's do 3.1. Let's do 3.2. Okay, 3.2 is too much. Let's do 3.11. 3.11 is too much, so let's do 3.01. 2. Yeah. All right. This is how much? 3.102, and that will borrow up everything in the pool. Let's go ahead and confirm the position. And you don't need to do approvals because this is Ethereum. So unlike USDC and the other tokens, those are ERC20 tokens, but Ethereum is different. It's the native coin of the chain. It's what's used for gas. So you'll never need to do an approval when it's Ethereum. So that's great. Only have to do one transaction, $251. Wish it was less, but for the purpose of the video, I'm taking one for the team just to show you guys how it works. And then we're going to go ahead and confirm the position. You can see I'd be paying 5.5% APY. I'd be earning almost 6% APY. And so my net APY is going to be about 9%. We got to optimize that a little bit because ideally you want to be earning 30% or more on the power farms just so that you could overcome the fees within a decent amount of time. Because you don't want to be paying for fees and getting back to break even. You don't want that to take months and months and months. You want it to take like at the most 1 month. And so you want to have like 35% plus APY, but we can worry about that later. As long as we're positive, we're good. And now we can see that ETH has gone up to 4% APY for the lenders. And so everybody in this pool is earning now 4% APY. Now we are fully optimized. Let's go ahead and double check. Go ahead and hit the refresher. And now Ethereum is at 90% utilization as well. The only one left is Wrapped Bitcoin, but we haven't launched the Bitcoin farm yet. There is one available and we're working on it, but we haven't launched it yet. So we're just going to have Wrapped Bitcoin at 67% utilization. Right now, that's fine. Our global utilization is 80%. Once we get the Wrapped Bitcoin farm launched, we'll borrow that up to 90% too, and then we'll have global utilization of 90%, and we'll be earning a nice like 5% APY on our Bitcoin as well. But now you can see this is where the protocol is supposed to be. 4% on Ethereum, almost 16% on the stable coins, and there's no reason that this should ever be less than that. Like at this current time. So do you guys see how it works? Like every time somebody deposits money, that creates an opportunity for somebody to borrow up. And the reason why nobody has done it before me is because people don't know about power farms yet. So as we grow, people are just going to gobble this up. It's eventually just going to be bots that are opening positions, because this is literally free money at the click of one button that is available. So either bots are going to do it, or people are going to do it if they get a notification and are quick. So it's actually like a lucky privilege that we're actually even able to use power farms right now, because in the future, surely it's going to be just eaten up by bots, because it's basically free money to anybody who wants to farm that. Just the same way, you never get cheap prices. You're never going to get a discount on a Uniswap pool, for instance, because if there ever was a discount, then bots or people would be buying up the cheap side of the tokens until the tokens are the right price. So the tokens on Uniswap, they're always the right price. And that's the way it should be on a lending protocol too. It should always be the highest APY. Whenever it's not, people should borrow it up using our integrated sources. All right, so now that is good to go, let's go ahead and check the questions. All right, we got EarthPath Nodes in here, says, hey, got Crypto Ingress, says, hello, Peter, hello, wise people. Yeah, so let's go back over to Bitcoin and see. Bitcoin is doing pretty well. It would be pretty cool if we hit if we hit $100,000 on the stream. But I keep on seeing like other YouTubers doing like the 100K stream, and then it doesn't hit 100K. So maybe everybody that's doing streams trying to hit 100K on stream, maybe that's the reason why we haven't hit 100,000 yet. That's okay. We're not going to stream for too long here anyway. So I'm interested to know if there's any questions about that whole process. Like, did you guys see how that worked? And do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you understand? Do you have a question? This is actually revolutionary, because there's no other lending protocols that have integrated yield sources like this that you use it to increase the base APY like this. Because you guys see that this is base APY. You might be able to see another lending protocol that might have comparable APY, but it's probably like fluffed by some token reward. So it's like that's not sustainable. This is sustainable. Whereas, this 16% APY, it's not going to be diluted. The yield sources on Lido staked ETH, there's $22 billion on Lido staked ETH. In Athena protocol that Pendle is using, there's $3.2 billion. And it can grow significantly without being diluted, because it uses the funding rate on exchanges. So this is good stuff. This is raw base APY, and it's very significant. You're not going to find another protocol that has such a high base rate of APY. Now, the APY can go down if the source goes down. So like if Lido staked ETH, if Lido staked ETH, APY goes down, well then, yeah, our source is going to go down. If Athena protocol APY goes down, and it will, based on market conditions, it'll fluctuate, our APY will go down, but our protocol is always going to be synced with that. It's always going to be, right at the market rate for APY. So it's going to be high in a bull market like this. During a bear market, it can go low, but it's always going to be the best available. And that's different from traditional lending protocols. They're always bad APY because they haven't created a demand to borrow. They haven't integrated yield sources. So there's no reason for people to borrow. There's the option to borrow, but people don't have to, and they didn't create demand like we did. So because of our integrated yield sources, those power farms, somebody, like right now, it's mostly me, is going to borrow up all the pools to 90% utilization rates. And as we grow and more people discover this, it's not going to be just me and a couple other people. It's going to be lots of people. Then eventually people are going to build bots so that they can be the first ones to snipe that liquidity when it becomes available, so that next time somebody puts $54,000 on the protocol, if you don't create a power farm within the next minute, some bot is going to open up a farm right away and then borrow it up to 90% utilization rate. Yeah, so that's the way that works. That's what makes us different. And really, this is revolutionary when you're talking about a lending platform, because most other lending platforms are just forks of Aave. The top lending protocol is Aave. It's a passive lending protocol. It doesn't have any active, forces that are creating demand for borrowing. Another huge one, MakerDAO's lending protocol, Spark. It's just a fork of Aave. And like 80% of the other lending protocols in the space are just forks of Aave. This is something different. It does something different. It creates demand where there wasn't demand before. So this is a DeFi primitive. This is like a Uniswap. It's a core layer, DeFi 1.0 layer that can and should be used, and you can even build other protocols on top of this. So you guys are in this early. You guys are seeing this early, and this is something new in the DeFi space that a lot of people don't know about yet. So take advantage of the high APY and use Wise Lending as your lending platform of choice, because before long there's going to be a lot more people using it. Right now we have 1.76 million total value locked, and I know of at least 1.5 million more that is going to be deposited within the next few weeks. I'm in conversations with a lot of whales who like the idea of Wise Lending and are going to be putting money on the platform. And I know, between two of them, there's like 1.5 to 2 million more that is coming on the platform very soon as well. So that'll bring us to a nice, 3-4 million. Maybe we can hit 5 million in the next month or so. And I want to hit 10 million before the end of January. And then we should be seeing even more money coming onto the protocol because of our strategic partnership with Keychain. They're depositing a total of $50 million onto Wise Lending as part of the strategic partnership. And I got a lot of irons in the fire too. We have some people that are trying to get retirement planners and financial planners who are managing funds, including crypto, to use Wise Lending as a way to get very safe, very high-end yield for their customers and for their clients. So now it's just a matter of time, guys. We're going to be snowballing very soon. Over 50 people watching live on X. Very nice. And yeah, I see EarthPath is the only one who commented on X so far. So yeah, I do see that we are streaming live on YouTube and on X, and that's really cool that we've got 50 people watching live. Great returns, and the system seems to work very well. Still, I'm not an ETH expert, but could gas be lowered by going, for example, to Arbitrum or other more cheap EVM chains just to lower gas fees? Yeah, absolutely. So we are actually deployed on Arbitrum as well, and then we'll also be deploying on Base too. But you can see the APY is lower. And that is just because the yield sources, we have Pendle pools on Arbitrum as well, but the source APY is lower than it is on Ethereum right now. And that's just a fact. Like it actually used to be higher than Ethereum a few months ago. Now, for some reason, there's a lot of outflows from Arbitrum. There's a lot of incentives that aren't there anymore. And we're just not seeing the high APY on Arbitrum that we were a couple months ago. That's okay. It'll come and go. We're also going to be deploying on Base as well. And so that'll be a second chain in addition to Arbitrum that we'll have available where, you could put your money and there might be potential, really good yield sources. But for right now, the best APY is actually on Ethereum. So if you're only working with a couple $100, then maybe use Arbitrum for now, because you don't want to you don't want to lose like $9 to deposit and then same thing to withdraw. You don't want to be losing 10% of your stack just to use the protocol, because that wouldn't be worth it. So if you're using this really small amount of money, definitely use Arbitrum for now and then eventually Base. But if you got a larger amount of money, if you got a few $1,000, then it would definitely be worth it to put it on Ethereum, especially with this, almost 16% APY on stable coins. You're just going to see the numbers go up every single day. So by the way, the way APY works, there's nothing that you have to claim. Like you supply here, you deposit, and then after you deposit, your deposit just increases every single block. Block on Ethereum is like 12 seconds. So every 12 seconds, your number goes up by a little bit. And you'll see, you check back every single day, you can see, you'll be able to see the numbers going up. That just happens automatically after you supply into a pool. EarthPath No says, got it. All right, we're going to go ahead and make this a short stream then today. And so thank you so much for watching. If you are watching this not live, then don't forget to check us out. You know, we got our website right here. Check out our X pages and come visit us on Discord too. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye now.